Greetings, everyone. This is Anthony. I'm just trying to get some technical things out the way. Sorry. Just bear with me for a moment. Just trying to get this live stream for YouTube working. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully get started real quick. And let's see. Okay, I think we're getting it. All right. All right. So hopefully you can hear me. I need to put my headsets on too. Yeah, sorry it's taking a little time. This is basically like a first running setup here. And basically, what we're going to talk about is how the credit information, or not actually credit information, that's the wrong word to put it. It's called consumer information. And this consumer information is a collection of your personal information when you go out there and you do purchases, um, store credit, some places. In this case, I'm talking about a car insurance and how the car insurance companies basically gather information on you whenever you get a car insurance. All right, and I think we're all set. So I'm gonna switch to video now. And hey, welcome. All right, so I'm doing this as a live video, and it's kind of late, so it's a recording, so later on you can check it out later. All right, so let's start from the beginning. My name is Anthony Gladney, and I'm in the business of helping families out. I'm in the business of helping families out finding information and helping them secure ways to, financially improve their output. Sorry, just getting this out of the way so I can have the paperwork together. Sorry. Okay. All right. So now tonight's report is about something that came across. I never had done this before until this year I did. If you have car insurance, have you read through the consumer report? They call it the Fair Credit Reporting Act notice. Everybody gets car insurance, gets one of these when they look up your consumer file, credit file, and everything, and you get this back in the mail when you get your policy or not, if you pick it or not. So with this report, it doesn't give you a consumer report. It just tells you where your report is at based on the information they got. I hope I said that the right way. So if you ever look at your car insurance policy and you got one of these Fair Credit Reporting Act notices, you can look on one of the pages there and it tell you where they got your information from. So that's how they judge you based on giving you low rates or high rates, right? So the company, and I'm not gonna tell about the car insurance company I picked, had before, but the company or the agency they use to get that information about you and me. It's one of them is called LexisNexis, and another one is called Samba Safety. Now, I'll read you the just first two paragraphs of it so you can understand where I'm coming from. All right. So it starts with this. Thank you for placing your business with blank, blank, blank group. Your premium is based on a number of different factors, such as violation/accident history, vehicle types, and garaging address. Listen to what I just said. Violations and or accident history, vehicle types, and garaging address. That's something later on we'll talk about if I continue to make video into another video on this, all right? Garaging address. Your violation / accident history was obtained from LexisNexis and / or Samba Safety consumer reporting agencies. Now, these are not credit report agencies. These are consumer reporting agencies. All right. So have you ever noticed that some companies, they get somehow to get your information and they'll robot you or bot you, spam you, whatever, emails, phone calls, stuff like that. These agencies, these businesses actually can buy this consumer report on you or whatever and send out notices. So you always wonder why like some blank number call you all of a sudden. It's probably from such a report like this. And later on, if you're one of those viewers that say, I want to know more, please type or put a comment in this video saying yes or number 1 if you're on Facebook, or yes, and say yes, you would like to get more information on how this came out and how this ended. But I'm just going to talk briefly for this first episode about it. And if I get any more comments saying yes, you want to hear more, I'll make the second video and I go more in depth. But I'm not going to give you the direct information or show you the rest on the page because it's very private. So you talk about consumer information, they have a lot of detail, but I will go over the sections and give you some information about what it's about. All right, how's that? All right, so continue on. So based on the information obtained from your consumer reports, the rate assigned to your policy, while it is best available to you, is not the lowest possible rate. So that right there tells you that the information they saw on there, they can't give you the lowest rate. So what the heck information is you seeing on there that's not giving me the lowest rate? It all depends, and I'll explain that later in another video. All right, so make sure you hit that subscribe, follow, like me, and share this information with or share this video with other people. The more people I can get online that say they want to see the second part or more video on this, I'll do it. All right. Okay. Now let's finish this paragraph up. So it's based on the last word. Now the assurance rate is higher than our best available rate for individuals with your other overall rating characteristics. Rating characteristics based in whole or in part on the violation / accident history provided to us by LexisNexis and / or Samba Safety. Now, I don't know how many other consumer agencies out there exist. This is interesting. Now, this is 2 of them. Now, after I read this, I said, wait a minute. It's not a credit report. It's a consumer report. And my whole life that I know about credit reports, I never considered checking or getting a consumer report on me and my wife. Never. You know how many cars I've been through in different car insurance companies? Not a lot of car insurance companies, but enough, to go through and try to find the best rate, just like most people do, right? You go find the best rate. But one thing we as consumers don't realize that every time you go to another insurance company, auto insurance, that's what we're talking about, that information from before it gets passed to them, and you wonder why they always ask certain questions like, when did you leave? When did you switch over? When was the last day of insurance? They want to know all of that. It's all going to be in a report in some way or another. All right. So with that in mind, this information they put at the bottom, it says, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have a right to a free disclosure of the information provided to us, to them, right? If you believe this information is inaccurate or incomplete, you may dispute the information just like on the credit report, right? You may dispute it. And continuing on, you must request the information within 60 days. 60 days. It could be obtained by contacting these companies I mentioned earlier. 60 days. 2 months. So by the time you get this report, sit down, go through it and say, oh man, my report says I should get a low rate. Let me go find another carrier. And by the time you finish getting done with that other carrier or 2 more and find the best rate, get your car insurance set up and everything, it's going to probably be a month. At least. And if you're a person who's, I ain't going to say word lazy, but let's put it this way. You don't want to do it on time because you have other things going on. You procrastinate. That's the word I want to put there. 60 months will come by really fast. 2 months is gone already. So 60 months and that free disclosure report you can't get now. Can you pay for it? That's a good question. Let me know and I can research that. But as far as I know, you cannot pay for it. Only businesses can pay for this report. Can you imagine if anybody could pay for such a report? You have even more people out there scamming you and hackers trying to get to you, right? All right. So now with that information on there and the information I gave you so far, please drop a comment. Let me know, yes, you want to know more. And drop a no if you never heard of this. All right, so get it? So drop a 1 for those who text in whatever on the phone. Drop a 1 or a yes saying you heard of this, and drop a 2 saying you never heard of this. That's what I meant to say, not the other way. But yet 1 and yes if you heard of this, and then 2 if you never heard of this. I'm interested to see how many of you actually heard of this or actually did it and got yourself a consumer report. I'm very interested in that. All right, so let me know. Now, first time I did this, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get this because I don't even know what's on my report after many years. And I'm in my 50s. And I had my first car when I was in the military. I didn't get no report back then. And I had many cars and some insurance companies between there. I never asked for it because I thought credit report was the thing. But now that I read this finally about the car insurance policy, my eyes are open. And I hope yours is too. All right? So, I'm just going to give you some more information on this. So, I'll make sure I'm reading this correctly. So, the next thing. So, I followed the directions for LexisNexis. That's the company. I can give that to you because everybody going to either look at it, research it, whatever. So the way you do it is you go to their website and you submit a report request, and you basically tell what company gave you that did a report on you, ran a report on you. Right, so that's the car insurance company that you pick. So you put the name in there, information like that, and then you put your personal information to make sure you are who you are. So you have to submit identity information to them so they know that it's you is the correct person. All right, man. So once you do that and supply the information, you actually have to sign on one of them. I actually had to do a digital signature. So keeping that in mind, you will have to do a digital signature. So maybe you want to do it on your phone when you apply for a report copy. Do it on your phone so then you can use your finger when a screen comes up. I had a digital drawing pad at home, so I was able to use a pen and drew it on there. But I had to, move it around, stuff like that. But if you do it on the phone when you do the request, you're good to go. All right? Just to let you know. So, did that, submitted it, boom, waited for the report to come back. And then I did one for the other agency, the Samba Safety. I have yet to hear from them. No emails, no nothing, but I did submit it. I don't know if they still exist or they don't want to, or I don't know what's going on. So that tells me that's a problem right there. So these agencies that collect information, if they don't respond, I don't know why. Now this one, Samba Safety, is based in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the other one was Atlanta, Georgia, just to let you know. All right. And yeah, skip that. Move that to the side. Oh yeah, move that to the side. All right. So with that in mind, I finally got a report from LexisNexis, and basically theirs is online. So what you did was they sent an email after they confirm who you are, and they basically send you a letter saying, okay, this is your access code, and this is the link that you will go to access your report and download it. All right. So when you access it, download it. And it's a locked PDF file. When I say locked, that means the key or the code they give you is the only way you can open this PDF. Now, once you download it, don't lose the key. Because if you lose the key, you can't get to that PDF file. Now, you could print it, but the report, the complete report is over 500 pages. 500 pages. I couldn't believe it. And when I looked at it, I seen how far back this data went. This data went back far as my military days. Okay, to a certain point, the last address I had in the military, at least was reported. That's over 25, 30 years ago when I was 19, 20 in the military. That's how far back this consumer report goes. So 500 pages is a lot, but I wonder how many of us have more than that or less. Depends on what you do for activity, right? Because remember, this is consumer report. So the more you interact with credit agencies, car insurance, let me give you the names of some of the companies or businesses that request this report. Let me do that. So LexisNexis Risk Solutions, that's what it's called, Risk Solutions, provide consumer reports to consumers who have a premise. What's that say? Wait a minute. Have a, permissible, permissible purpose to access your information. All right, excuse me on that. Our consumers include companies in various industries, such as financial services, insurance, government, and healthcare. That's a lot of businesses, a lot of agencies asking for your information. Now, not to get too much into this, but remember how you always sign paperwork that says privacy acts, that you want to share your information? Remember, we're in the golden age. So information on consumers like you and me is money to other businesses. That's it. So the more you go out there, your information is out there, is money to the businesses to transfer information back and forth. Some good, well, all good, but there's bad. All right. So you wonder why hackers do the things they do. All right. So that's the businesses that at least they mentioned that ask for your consumer report. So, and like I said, I got my information from LexisNexis for me and my wife. I downloaded a PDF. I got the keys for that and safe. But I found out today, well, no, I didn't find out, but I checked it again to see if that file is still accessible. Yes, as long as I have the key and downloaded that file, I can still access it, and it's locked. So even if you lose that file saved on USB or something like that, nobody can access it unless they have the key, which is good. I love that security. But the file is available still, even after 60 days of getting it. So you have to understand, once they give you access, they give you so many days to download it, 30 days. So once you get it, don't procrastinate. Go log in. It only takes a couple minutes after following the link. They put all this in the email and print it out and send it to you. Basically, I think this was email. Yeah, all email. But anyway, once they send it to you, just click on the link, log in. There's two sets of files there. We'll talk about that next time if you want to know. And you got 30 days to download it. Plenty of time. So just take a weekend, sit down, access it, download it, put it in a folder. You're good to go after that. All right? So with that in mind, I took a look at the documents and 500 pages. I said it's a lot of information. So once again, if you're interested in knowing a little bit more of what I found on there, what's kind of information they do collect, I'm not going to tell you exactly, but anyway, I'll tell you like the headings. Let's put it that way. I'll put the headers on there and tell you what they look for and what's on there. All right. So other than that, they give you a chance to correct this information because based on the Fair Credit Act, you do have the right, and I'm trying to find a page here that tells you what you could do. It says you have the right to request deletion of personal information. You also have the right to correct inaccurate personal information. And you also have the right to limit the use or disclosure of sensitive personal information. And then also you have the right to non-discrimination for exercise of a consumer privacy rights. And of course they have special rules for minors and stuff like that. So just like the credit reports, you have the right to delete, change, make it accurate, the information on there, and so forth. So with that in mind, please let me know how many of you knew about this. How many of you actually do it once a year, or not once a year? In this case, you do it if you change your auto policy, right? And like I said, there's other ways you get this report too. You have to read the reports or the information from companies that do provide or search your consumer records. And by law, they give you a sheet of paper saying your information, your rates, your such and such was based on this agency that gave us this information. And I urge you, get that information and see what's on there. Because I found out on mine that there was some email addresses on there that's not even nothing I recognize, but from back home in another state. So that means could somebody have used the name or whatever and created an email address, even though they had an address that was different, but it was associated with me somehow? All that information is on there. And this information that's inaccurate, when companies look at it, and especially if they base it on address, and you have so many different addresses there, if you don't need those old addresses no more after so many years, they actually told us, I'm trying to find out how many years back they actually keep this information or a company will look back on. So depends on the company. They may only look back 7-10 years. I'm trying to find it, but maybe I'll put it in the other video. But it's only so many years they'll go back. But some agencies may go back 10 years or 15 years. It all depends. So you want information that's at least older than 15 years to be removed. I think I would do that. And matter of fact, I will try to do that and record my results. And if y'all really good and let me know y'all really find an interest in this, and I will do more videos on what I found. Eventually, I'll try to see if I can delete or correct information, and I'll let you know how it goes. I will really know. I would like to know. Like to know from you about this. Okay, so I just put this together really quick. Anthony from Family Bank. I put this together so because I think it's something important for you. Like I said, I help families out with financial issues, and my main thing is, of course, life insurance, health insurance. But man, this credit thing, the will and trust, this stuff all goes together to help you and your family financially. And this information that's in the background that you don't understand or don't pay attention to, which is the worst thing you could ever do, that does deal with how much money you could borrow, your finance, your interest charges, inaccurate information can cost you more money, especially now they're realizing that some car agencies, insurance agencies, they base the rates on that information. And if that information is not accurate to what they're looking for, they may think you're trying to lie or scam or something, and they're going to give you a higher rate just based on that. That is crazy. So even though you think you're honest and you're a good person, like me, a Christian and deacon, man, these companies look at that information, they're like, this guy, woo, let's give him a higher rate. We don't know what the heck is going on. That's how they see it. And guess what? They don't have to tell you. All right? So, hey, get out there. If you just got yourself an auto policy just recently, check that sheet out about the credit agency thing, Fair Act thing, and see if you can get a report and do it. And I would love to hear from you, and just to see if you got it and how long it took yours, and if it's a different agency that I mentioned earlier. Because if it's more than 2 that I found here, wow, that means a lot of agencies has different information, because they share information and make sure it matches across all of them. One agency may have different information. You never know, just like the credit reports, right? So I will be making videos of later on the credit agency that we partner with, and make videos when I join in with them and start using them. I will do that. So let me know if you're interested in credit repair or credit watching, if you want to call it that. All right. So this video is going to end soon because I don't want to make the video too long, but I just want to pique your interest and love to know if you're interested in seeing more about this, because this is very interesting what I found out, and I'm definitely going to add this as our financial information or classes for our church at Sunlight Christian Center. Sorry, Sunlight Full Gospel Christian Center. That's the official name. And here in Richmond. All right. And man, this information will help you. I think understanding how this information in this world works will help you in the background. The difference between inaccurate information and accurate information could be an interest rate between a high rate like 10% charge on you versus a 5, and it could be just as simple as an address or a phone number, something that don't match, and you get rid of that stuff that doesn't match. It's older, get rid of it, clear out your records, and they'll look like, hey, everything looks accurate, everything in the credit report matches, let's give him a high rate, because it ain't like he's going to be disappearing on us, it ain't like he's got any fraud going on or something like that. That's what they look at. So, man, this is really interesting. So let me know, and I'm going to end the video here now. And if I do get a lot of comments and a lot of likes on this, I will definitely work on another video, and I'll dive more into what LexisNexis talk about, and try to do some videos, or at least put some research together as I try to find a way to do what I want to do with this credit consumer report. Correct the information, especially for me and my wife, because I got 2 people I got to deal with. So maybe I'll do hers first. And talking about credit. Oh, okay, last thing. What I've been doing over my life is making sure that if you're married, have a spouse, partner like that, make sure one of you have the best credit. Always one of you has the best credit. Now I know everybody say, well, wait a minute. When I say partners, married, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, married means a different status. All right, married. All right, that means y'all in it together. I ain't talking about living in with somebody else. Don't do it when you just living with other people. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to get technical, but when you're married, all right, that means it's supposed to be love, it's supposed to be trust, right? So, so if you got a relationship that is that strong, and your husband or wife is doing the financial, or y'all both understand what's going on, one of y'all just say, hey, let's work on your credit first, make sure at least your credit is excellent, and then I'll work on mine. But at least one of them needs to be good and accurate. Now, you could do both, but it takes a lot more work to do it, all right? So that's going to be other classes for credit stuff, but I'm not a credit person. Okay, just want to make sure to put my disclaimer up there. This information I'm giving you is from the internet. It's from the experience that I got from the company, okay? I'm not a credit repair person, just to let you know. All right, so thank you. Please make sure you follow, like, and share this content with other people that may not know about this. This stuff is very interesting. All right, so I'm going to end the video here. And I think it was a good, productive video. Let me know. All right, Anthony Gladney from Family Bank Wealth. Check you out next time. Bye.